Right now, a sure sign the cold is here to stay. Today is the last outdoor market of the year, and Chris is tracking what temperatures will be like for your last lap around the square. Plus, the Badgers will be basking in some warmer temperatures as they kick off against Nebraska this afternoon and try to improve their record on the road. We have game day predictions.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, and thanks for starting your day with us here on News 3 Now. It's Saturday, November 16th. Chris, can you believe it's November 16th?
It is November 16th.
It's November 16th, and it is slightly warmer than it has been, I would say.
Yeah, temperatures are certainly warmer. We are warmer starting off this morning than some of the high temperatures we had earlier this week, and that's the good news. As we go through the weekend, things are generally warmer. We're cloudy, but we're quiet and warmer. We will see a chance of a light snow mix as we head into tomorrow. I'm not too concerned about that. I don't think there'll be much, if any, accumulation. It's just kind of one of those wintertime kind of deals. But we will get even warmer as we head into next week. Things will be slow, but we will certainly warm up. Here's Doppler track right now, just showing you we're quiet across the upper Midwest today. You will see the cloud cover, but do not be alarmed. Things should remain dry for us. We're dry outside right now with clear skies. The temperature 24 degrees thanks to a calm wind. The wind chill meets the temperature. 33 right now in La Crosse, 23 as you head over towards Janesville. Notice how the winds blowing off the lake are keeping the lakeshore a little bit warmer. 32 and 32 for Manitowoc and Sheboygan. Milwaukee at 34 right now. All of us do warm up, folks, as we head into the afternoon, but we'll see the cloud cover on the increase. High temperatures today top out right around 38. So it is going to be a good Saturday. At least we're going to make it one.
And that sounds so warm. Is that pretty normal, though, for this time of year?
That's below average.
Oh, okay.
Average temperatures are still into the mid and upper 40s.
Well, now, I mean, we can only go up, really.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mentioned last week, when you hit rock bottom, you go up.
All right, great. Thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
Well, we are following breaking news this morning. 2 people are in serious condition after they were shot during a high school football game in New Jersey overnight. The shooting happened at Pleasantville High School near Atlantic City and continues a nationwide trend of shootings at or around high school football games that stretches back to August. At least half a dozen shots were fired during the third quarter of the game, according to witnesses. Now, video from the scene shows spectators running for safety as players and referees tried to take cover by lying down in the field.
Oh yeah, that's gunshots. So we just saw everybody from the crowd running. So that's when the whole football team, coaches was telling us get down, but we didn't want to get down. We wanted to get somewhere safe inside the school. So we all ran up here, ran through the fence, and then we went through here.
The victims include a young boy who was shot while sitting in the stands and a man who was also injured. Police say both are still in serious condition this morning. Officers are still interviewing witnesses, and there is no word yet on any arrests. Well, developing this morning, the shooter who killed 2 classmates at Saugus High School in Santa Clarita, California, has died from his injuries. 16-year-old Nathaniel Bearhow was being treated for a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Authorities say Thursday morning he pulled a handgun out of his backpack and shot 5 of his fellow students before turning the gun on himself. More local news now. The Beloit man accused of murder has been found not guilty by a Rock County jury. Jacob Davenport faced charges of first-degree intentional homicide in February and a shooting death of James Tomton. He testified on his own behalf Friday, and his attorney Michael Murphy said that made all the difference.
I think it played a huge role, and frankly, he was in a position where he wasn't going to be found guilty without testifying because he wanted to make a contribution to his own defense. And we were kind of forced into that position because we weren't able to get a witness in here who was subpoenaed and refused to comply with our subpoena. And so we rolled the dice and decided that Jacob would testify. He did so. I think it was effective.
Murphy says while most of the evidence presented in this week's trial was circumstantial, an expert witness he called on Thursday proved through cell phone records that showed Davenport wasn't in the area when the crime was committed. A 61-year-old Wisconsin man charged with a hate crime accused of throwing acid on a Latino man's face will undergo a psychiatric evaluation to determine whether he can assist in his criminal defense. Clifton Blackwell's lawyer asked for the evaluation during a hearing in Milwaukee. Blackwell's next court date is November 25th. And police in Manitowoc are still searching for a Salvation Army red kettle stolen earlier this week from outside a store. Wednesday night, thieves not only took the kettle, they also made off with the entire stand. After the news got out, without hesitation, 2 business owners from the area donated the $350 needed for a replacement, and it was out there by the next morning. Madison police are looking for a man who punched and choked out an Uber driver after a Badger game last weekend. The 22-year-old driver told police a man and 2 women got into his van on Regent Street around 6 p.m. last Saturday. Police say the man was put the man in a chokehold, causing him to black out. While unconscious, the driver jumped a curb and hit a traffic sign. The 3 passengers got away. Police say they canceled the Uber ride, so the driver doesn't even have a record of it. The driver, though, is expected to be okay. Happening today, it's an 11 a.m. kickoff for the Badgers, who are on the road this weekend in slightly warmer weather. The temperature at kickoff in Nebraska this morning is going to be in the mid-50s. The Cornhuskers are 4-5 this season and 3-2 at home. While Wisconsin is 7-2 overall, they're 1-2 on the road. Still, the Badgers are favored by 14.5 points heading into the game. Badgers head coach Paul Chris was asked if it feels like Rogers, if it feels better in November with the cold weather.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, whatever it is, I think you embrace it. And Aaron's, he can speak like that, and he's right, you know, for him, and he knows it. But for us, just I'm appreciative of being able to get an opportunity to go with this team down and playing against a good Nebraska team.
If you're looking for something to do this weekend in Madison, you might want to go check out what's happening at Olbrich Botanical Gardens. Today, you can tour at its new Learning and Greenhouses Center. The $12 million expansion project will allow the gardens to have a dedicated education space for the first time. It has a lot of suitable features and sustainable ones as well, including solar panels. It's open on Friday and Saturdays now through December 20th. And tonight, the holiday season is kicking off in downtown Madison. It's the Central Business Improvement District's annual seasonal celebration called Shine on Madison. There's a holiday light celebration, window display competition, and winter night market. The displays turn on at 6:08, a nod to our 608 area code. And we are told that Santa will also be there. We'll tell you more about family-friendly local events ahead in our weekend 608. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi has officially signed the $663 million 2020 budget that prioritizes funding for mental health, human services, and conservation. Parisi signed the budget at Operation Fresh Start. It's a nonprofit organization that helps young people earn their high school diploma and learn how to do construction and conservation work. The county is partnering with Operation Fresh Start, investing $52,000 to help high school graduates get their driver's licenses.
When I was in school, driver's ed was free. It was in school. It was just something you did. And so it was a level playing field. Everyone had a driver's license. Today, it costs about $450 to take driver's ed. So what that does is it excludes people whose families can't afford that.
The county is also spending $1.5 million for a new grant program to provide mental health and addiction recovery services, $6 million to flood prevention efforts, and $4 million to conservation efforts. Well, every year, Madison Metropolitan School District buses go through inspections to make sure emergency exits, brakes, and other crucial components are intact. News 3 now dug through 2 years of inspection records to see if problems identified in these annual checkups are being fixed. The investigation found that while most buses are marked safe or have only minor violations, some show reoccurring problems or are being driven despite problems issues with the brake system and not meeting federal standards. Tomorrow morning on News 3 Now Sunday, we will look at what problems are showing up in Madison buses and what the state and local authorities are doing to fix them. But first, 8 months of fresh veggies and locally made sweets ends today with the final outdoor market of the year happening. And you are taking a live look over the Capitol where vendors are setting up. Chris has your full farmers market forecast just ahead.
After 111 hours, we are finally out of the freezer. Granted, we went into the fridge, but we are out of the freezer. We dropped below freezing last week at 7 o'clock on Sunday. We did not make it above freezing until 10 o'clock yesterday morning. This is something that we would typically talk about into the depths of winter, but here we are still technically in fall. So we'll see how that trend continues. But things are starting to warm up, especially as you look towards the south and west. This is where temperatures are 10 to 15 degrees warmer than just 24 hours ago. Temperatures are in the 30s there. 24 right now in Madison, La Crosse at 33, the Dells at 27 right now. You work your way over towards the lake shore. This is where our winds are going to be coming from today, and you'll notice that warmer air is certainly already being seen. 34 in Milwaukee right now, Sheboygan and Manitowoc also at 32 degrees. Look for temperatures to be at least somewhat warmer today, though we're still going to be on a cooler side. Again, starting out at 24, thankfully there is no wind, so that's keeping the wind chills in check. Clear skies right now, and I do think we're going to stay relatively quiet as we go through the day, but the cloud cover is going to be on the increase. So as you begin to head out towards the farmers market, look for the clouds. Temperatures, though, I think will gradually warm up a little bit faster. By the time we get you towards noon, we should be right around 30 34 degrees, and then we'll see those temperatures top out right around 36. So as we say, quiet and cloudy today. One thing that we're watching headed into tomorrow is light snow that could mix with rain as we head into the afternoon. Then we'll see a gradual warm up again as we move in towards next week. Here's that system right now. It's associated with the cold front. It's going to be diving in out of Canada across the Midwest as we go through time. And then there's a warm front that's going to be out ahead of that. That's what's going to help things be a little bit warmer headed into today. But what you'll see ahead of that system is the cloud cover on the increase headed through today. So here we are at 9:30. Temperatures will be into the upper 20s at that point, but you'll start to see those clouds beginning to stream in. 34 by lunchtime. We'll top out around 36 to 38 degrees today, but watch what happens overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, 5:30, you start to see that light snow and sleet break out. Again, some of this is going to be mixed with rain. By the time we get you towards lunchtime tomorrow, rain showers, snow showers, a lot of that will not be sticking to the ground, but we'll see it throughout the day. And accumulations, folks, they are going to be very, very light. You were talking half an inch or less. So this should not be a big deal. It'll just be annoying for a few folks who are out there. The Midwest does its thing, though, as we go through the week ahead. 6 months of clouds is what we say around this time of the year. We are going to see at least 6 days of clouds in that forecast. Temperatures will be in the low 40s at some point by the middle of the week, and then we will cool them back down towards the end of the week.
Downright toasty at the 41 marker.
I know. I saw that 40 and I was like, let's go. All right.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
Well, winter is Madison, so this is your reminder to download our Channel 3000 weather app and traffic app. You'll be the first to know when weather that will affect your day is headed our way. With the most up-to-date and accurate weather conditions, you can get it for free in our app store. And in case you haven't noticed, the time to shop between Thanksgiving and Christmas is actually shorter this year. So if you're hoping to get a jump start this weekend, you can take advantage of some pretty good deals. With 6 less shopping days, stores are making changes and rolling out plans to attract more of you to their stores during the holidays to steal shoppers away from Amazon. Walmart started their holiday sales back in October, and to encourage extra staffing during the holidays, Target is increasing holiday payroll by $50 million compared to last year. And it is an iconic sign that winter is here, even though it's still officially fall and temperatures will warm up here in Madison for the first weekend this season. The ice skating rink at Millennium Park is open in Chicago. It's free to the public, but you have to rent skates. That does cost money, and the rink stays open until March 8th. Well, time right now is 5:17, and CBS has announced the winter return of its most popular shows, and the Emmy-winning actress you'll recognize from a little show called The Sopranos plays the lead in a brand new show. And there are several new shows and movies to check out this weekend. Will shares his picks in 3 things to watch. Trending news is just ahead on News 3 Now this morning, Saturday. Welcome back. Let's take a look at what is trending this morning. The movie Joker is set to surpass $1 billion in global ticket sales, becoming the first R-rated Hollywood movie ever to reach that milestone. As of yesterday, the movie has sold $999 million in tickets, despite not having been released in China. Its nearest rivals are Deadpool in 2016 and Deadpool 2 in 2018. Well, you'll have a new sitcom and a new season of a long-running hit show to enjoy this winter. CBS has set the premiere date for Emmy winner Edie Falco's new drama, Tommy. The Sopranos and Nurse Jackie actress stars as LA's first female police chief. It debuts February 6th. And the 40th season of Survivor premieres on CBS the following week, February 12th, with a special 2-hour episode. A new trailer for the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog live-action movie reveals a different version of the animated character after fans criticized the original design. Sonic's new look resembles the design seen in Sega's series of games, with the biggest changes being the size of the character's eyes, fewer teeth, and the trademark white gloves. Sonic the Hedgehog, starring Jim Carrey and James Marsden, opens in theaters February 14th. Also coming to theaters this Valentine's Day, the film version of a TV classic. Fantasies turn into nightmares in the new trailer for the big screen version of Fantasy Island. Lucy Hale, Maggie Q, and Michael Pena star in this reboot. The original series ran from 1977 to 1984 and came back for one season in '98. Well, there is no waiting this weekend for movie lovers. Will Loper has several films you can enjoy right now. Here's his picks in 3 things to watch.
A new juggernaut has come to the streaming wars, and its name is Disney+. And with it comes a new Star Wars series, The Mandalorian. Meet new droids and characters in the Star Wars universe, including a bounty hunter who is definitely not Boba Fett.
They said you were the best in the parsec. Would you agree?
The first 2 episodes of The Mandalorian are available to stream on Disney Plus now.
That's what he wants to do with the rest of his life.
Yes, it is.
New on home video this week is The Peanut Butter Falcon.
You let a half-naked boy with Down syndrome who has no idea how to get along in this world just slip out from under your nose. You two are close.
We are.
Well, then you'll figure out where he's at and you'll bring him back.
Zach, a young man with Down syndrome, escapes from his nursing home to try and find his wrestling idol with the help of outlaw on the run Tyler, played by Shia LaBeouf, and nursing home worker Eleanor, played by Dakota Johnson.
Zach, you have a young boy with Down syndrome in the middle of nowhere.
All right, well, while you've been doing paperwork, we've been doing something called living. Oh, man!
The Peanut Butter Falcon is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
Rule number 1, don't slow me down. Rule number 2, I'm in charge. Hey, what's rule number 1?
Party?
No, not party.
I don't love you anymore. I really am sorry, Jules.
What about all the plans we have coming up? Lake Tahoe in December?
I mean, it's my company's retreat.
Ramona's wedding this spring?
You mean Ramona, my sister?
Should I be aware of anything else in my life that completely revolves around you?
That's my sweatshirt, but I don't need
Forget it.
Finally, newly streaming on Hulu this week is the series Dollface.
I don't know what to do now. My ex-boyfriend and I hung out together every day for half a decade. Now things are getting weird.
What, you never seen an old cat lady before?
Kat Denning stars as Jules, who finds herself recovering in the world of her own imagination after getting dumped by her long-term boyfriend.
I was so caught up in my relationship that I abandoned an entire gender of friendships.
Oh my God, Jeremy broke up with you.
That's crazy. I'm here to see you.
All 10 episodes of Dollface are streaming on Hulu now.
I accidentally liked my ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend's Instagram.
Where is it? How long ago did you like it?
30 seconds?
She's seen it. Ma'am, we're gonna need you to step inside.
Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for News 3 Now this morning.
Well, there is much more ahead on News 3 Now. Next, we're running through the morning's top stories, plus plastic repurposed. As construction season comes to a close, the new way workers are fixing the roads and the environment. We'll be right back. Right now, having a healthier holiday. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, so we are talking to a nutritionist about how you can indulge in your favorite foods without completely ruining your diet.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning. It's Saturday, November 16th. I'm Keely Arthur. We'll get a check of your first alert forecast with Chris in just a second. But first, here are 3 things to know as you start your day. 2 people are in serious condition after they were shot during a high school football game in New Jersey overnight. The shooting happened at Pleasantville High School near Atlantic City. At least half a dozen shots were fired during the third quarter of the game, according to witnesses. Now, the victims include a young boy who was shot while standing in the stands and a man who was also injured. Police say both are still in serious condition this morning. Officers are still interviewing witnesses and no word on any arrests. The Beloit man accused of murder has been found not guilty by a Rock County jury. Jacob Davenport faced charges of first-degree intentional homicide in February in the shooting of James Tomton. He testified on his own behalf Friday, and his attorney, Michael Murphy, said that made all the difference. Davenport's defense says that while most of the evidence presented in this week's trial was circumstantial, an expert witness he called on Thursday proved through cell phone records that showed Davenport wasn't in the area when the crime was committed. And the Badgers are on the road this weekend in slightly warmer weather. The temperature kickoff in Nebraska this morning is going to be in the mid-50s. The Cornhuskers are 4-5 this season and 3-2 at home, while Wisconsin is 7-2 overall. They're 1-2 though on the road. Still, the Badgers are favored by 14.5 points heading into the game. Kickoff is at 11. And now here is meteorologist Chris Reese. Chris, how is it looking for us around 11 o'clock?
Not mid-50s. I can say that. More like mid-30s. But even though we're going to be cooler, we're quiet as we head through your Saturday. Look for those clouds to be on the increase. That's going to be ahead of a light snow system that comes in Sunday. Good news. I don't expect any accumulation out of that. A lot of it's going to be mixing with the rain, and then we are cloudy next week, but we're warming up next week as well. Again, we're staying quiet though. Going through today, here's Doppler track just showing you that the upper Midwest remains all clear of any kind of rainfall or snow. In fact, clear skies are going on outside right now. The temperature 24, and with no wind, our wind chill is also at 24 in Madison right now. Upper 20s as you work your way towards the west, 33 in La Crosse right now, 30 in Prairie du Chien, Platteville at 27 right now. We go down towards Janesville. It's one of the cooler spots at 23. Folks, as you plan your day, here's that cloud cover gradually increasing as temperatures begin to warm up. We'll see a high right around 38 degrees this afternoon. Keely?
All right, Chris, thank you so much for tracking all of that crazy weather for us. Well, right now, 90% of the plastic we use ends up in landfills or in the world's oceans. But one firm has invented a new way to retool that hard-to-use plastic for a role that requires durability, paving roads and highways. Roxana Zaberi paid them a visit.
So this looks like regular asphalt.
Yep.
But it's not.
Sounds like regular asphalt.
Feels like regular
asphalt. But it's not. It's made of recycled plastic.
That's right. The driveway at Christopher Boyle's 17th century English estate is paved with 21st century plastic trash.
It has all the ecological or environmental benefits, but to your ordinary punter, you don't see any difference at all.
The difference is that it used the equivalent of 750,000 plastic bags and bottles, ground up along with other hard-to-recycle plastic. This is our Cheetos bags,
this is it.
Our bottles.
Bottles, bottle tops, you name it.
The plastic flakes are mixed at this plant in Scotland with what Toby McCartney calls a secret ingredient.
Bag it up, and then off it goes to the asphalt manufacturers.
That blend replaces some of the black oil-based bitumen that keeps regular roads together.
For every ton of bitumen that we replace, we save a ton of carbon emissions. So for the environment, it's the way forward.
McCartney says it's the best way to tackle the world's plastic waste, 90% of which ends up as litter and landfill. Now his company, McReber, is paving plastic roads across the world, from highways in England to this street in San Diego, where the firm is also opening a new factory. So is this a long-term solution to the world's plastic problem?
I believe so. It's the stuff that nobody else can use. It's destined for landfill or for incineration. We can take all of that plastic and we can recycle it in our roads.
Environmentalists like Libby Peak are cautiously optimistic.
They're potentially lower carbon than conventional roads, so that's very positive. What we don't know yet is how much microplastics these roads might shed.
But there are no microplastics present in any of the roads that go down.
But shouldn't people just stop using plastic?
I don't know whether that's ever really going to happen.
McCartney says for now, plastic pavement can curb the world's plastic epidemic. A sentiment shared by Boyle, who says since he laid down his plastic driveway 3 years ago, it's held up fine. Why do you think more places haven't paved their roads with plastic yet?
I'm not sure that very many people know about the technology at all.
You think they should?
Oh, definitely.
For CBS This Morning Saturday, Roxana Saberi, Lockerbie, Scotland.
Well, more local business news. Nike is kicking Amazon to the curb. The athletic brand will no longer sell its shoes and sports-related products on the tech company's site. Nike is focusing on what it called more direct personal relationships with consumers. And also this weekend, Nike is unveiling a new shoe designed especially for doctors, nurses, and medical workers. It's called the Air Zoom Pulse. Nike says the slip-on is an athletic version of a clog with special cushions positioning and traction. The Air Zoom Pulse will hit the shelves in early December. And more local news now. There are now less than 2 weeks until Thanksgiving. And while you're busy making your meal plans, we reached out to a nutritionist to find out how much indulging in all that turkey, stuffing, and pies will set your health goals back. And as our Christina Laurie joins us to explain, it's not as bad as you think.
Hi, Keely. You might not always think that healthy and the holidays go hand in hand, but this time of year, you don't have to set back your diet. You can enjoy what you love, and there are some ways you can make those things a little healthier too. So here to talk about that this morning is registered dietitian Emmy Bodden. Thank you so much. You always come with such great advice.
Thank you.
So we're kind of in the thick of it. Yes. November, start of the holiday season. Yep. What type of mindset should people have going into this time of year?
Yeah, so I think a mindset of balance is really the right place to be. Finding ways to enjoy the most special parts of the holidays, which oftentimes includes some of those really indulgent, yummy foods, while, making sure that you're still doing things that make you and your body feel good.
And so Thanksgiving is the next holiday. People are going to have the turkey, the stuffing, maybe mashed potatoes. Yeah. Any advice when you're tackling that Thanksgiving dinner?
Yes, so the advice I always give is first, keep those super special recipes that you look forward to all year long. If you say, no, I'm going to be good this year and not eat those, chances are you'll overdo it somewhere else and it won't be that satisfying, super special recipe you're looking for. So keep those and think about the recipes that maybe aren't as special and could use a nutrition makeover, and then adjust those to use some maybe more nutrient-dense ingredients or healthier things.
And what type of ingredients are those?
Yeah, so easy swaps would be using whole grains. So if you have some just kind of white biscuits on the table that no one really loves, why not swap in some delicious garlic whole wheat biscuits for that, or using a whole wheat flour for a pie crust, or for stuffing even, or if you don't even like your family's version of stuffing, why not go for a wild rice salad with some beautiful roasted vegetables and get some more fiber and vitamins in that way.
And what about for desserts?
Yeah.
I know for me, Thanksgiving dinner is never complete without pies, cookies, that type of thing.
Yep, so if it's something you look forward to all year, like your grandma makes a delicious pumpkin pie that you can't live without, don't skip that. Have a mindful portion that kind of matches where you're at in terms of your current hunger level, so it doesn't send you overboard and feel physically too full. But if you're trying to, spice it up with a little bit more nutrition, I always love a berry crisp. So using fresh or frozen berries or apples and oats as a great whole grain version to kind of make like a little crispy crust with. It's so good. Pair it with some vanilla ice cream and you're good to go.
For me, the thing I can't give up is cheesecake. My grandma's cheesecake is to die for.
Yes.
But then also, just last thing, Thanksgiving, it is only one day. Yeah. Will it really set people back if they decide to go all in on everything?
Absolutely not. I mean, enjoy the day, enjoy everything that comes with it. The time with your family and friends is so important. So to spend that worrying about which foods to eat, which foods to not eat, to me just isn't worth it. Just return to your normal patterns the next day, and it's not something to really worry about at all.
Don't let one day turn into an entire month. And
sure, yeah. Yeah,
that's where people go into.
Yeah, you won't physically feel or mentally feel your best. So I'm all about that, making choices to fuel your body and to make you feel as best as you can during a really stressful season.
You always come with such great advice.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Emmy.
Thanks
for talking to us. Nice to see you as well. And we'll send it back to you, Keely.
Thank you, Christina. Well, looking for something to do this weekend, we have got you covered. If the snow's got you in the holiday spirit, there's plenty of winter-themed activities, both indoors and out. Your Weekend 608 is next on News 3 Now this morning. Chris and I are getting the party started early. It is the weekend in the 608.
That's right, and here's what's happening in and around town.
Well, if the snow has you in the holiday spirit, there are a few shows this weekend that are for you. First, there's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the musical, a live-action adaptation of the beloved TV special at the Overture Hall at 2 and 7 p.m. tonight. And Verona High School Performing Arts Center is putting on 2 musicals staged back-to-back, We Are Monsters and Disney's Frozen Jr. Tickets are available now for We Are Monsters.
All right, can 20-somethings go to that? Because it sounds like a plan.
You know, actually, I will say, I think Eric Franke's son is starring in that.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
So we should go.
We may have to go. Now, it is an exciting time of the year for lovers of winter, that is. With the recent cold and snow, local ski hills are taking full advantage. So if you are looking for ways to spend some time outside, you can head to Cascade Mountain in Portage and Tyrol Basin. Both will be open according to their websites.
And the Badgers basketball team hosts Marquette tomorrow in their annual matchup with their in-state rival. The Badgers are coming off their second straight win after beating McNeese State by 20 points on Wednesday night. Marquette comes into the game at 2-0 after beating another Big Ten team in Purdue in their last game. The Badgers lost to Marquette in overtime last year at the Pfizer Forum. Tip-off is set for noon. And remember, you can get this month's Madison magazine for all the best the Madison area has to offer. Time right now, 5:44.
5:44, that's right. You're looking live over the very dark Capitol right now, but some light is on the way. I'll have your full forecast next on News 3 Now this morning, Saturday.
But first, if you have a little kiddo turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can celebrate their birthday with them. Thanks for watching.
It's the last farmers market of the season, folks, and if you're going to be headed out, one of the things you've got to be prepared for are the temperatures they're going to be a bit warmer, but still on a chilly note. Temperatures staying right around that freezing mark pretty much throughout the entire market. We'll see some sunshine early, but the cloud cover will be on the increase throughout the day as well. We should stay dry. In fact, we're going to be very dry and quiet as we go through your Saturday. The only thing moisture related will be the cloud cover in the sky. That's going to be ahead of some light snow that we're going to have coming in as we head into your Sunday. I don't expect much, if any, accumulation out of that one, but check out what happens as we move in the week ahead. We're talking highs in the 40s by the time we get you towards Tuesday and Wednesday, and we're already warmer out there now, especially as you work your way towards southwestern parts of the state, anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees warmer than just 24 hours ago. That's where those temperatures are up around 30 in Prairie du Chien, Platteville at 27, Mineral Point at 28. We get a little bit cooler as we work our way away from the Mississippi River. This is where those temperatures are more so into the mid-20s and low 20s. Janesville at 23 right now, but our winds are coming off the lake. That is also a brand of some warmer air, keeping Milwaukee at 34 degrees right now. And look for us to continue to trend that direction as we go through time. Clear skies right now. Winds do remain calm. That means there's not a wind chill to be concerned about as we go throughout the day. But this is the next system that is coming our way. This is all a regional low pressure over southern Canada right now. That heads our direction as we move into tomorrow. In the meantime, high pressure remains in control, but our winds are coming out of the south and east, so that's going to keep us chilly instead of cold. But let's time things out for you. 9:30, temperatures make it towards 29 degrees at that point. By lunch, we're at 34. Pay attention to the cloud cover, though. You see that is gradually on the increase. We get you towards 3:30. Temperatures will be right around 37. More and more of that cloud cover then joins the picture at that point. You wake up tomorrow morning. If you're up at 5:30, great. But 5:30 tomorrow morning, this is when we begin to see that wintry mix join the picture. And that will be mixed with rain at times. Notice it is not a lot at all. By 12 o'clock, we may see some snow mixed in with rain at times. By 4:30, temperatures still remain above freezing as that begins to pull on out of the picture. Accumulation-wise, again, when I say half an inch or less, that's being generous. I think most folks end up beneath a tenth of an inch, if any of this truly has an opportunity to stick to the ground at all. Folks, but we do stay mainly above freezing as we go through the rest of the week. Mother Nature does her Wisconsin thing with plenty of cloud cover all the way through Thursday, Wednesday. 43 is going to feel absolutely great, like a sauna.
I have adjusted to, like, you know, when it first starts to get cold and you're like, oh my gosh, 50 degrees feels freezing. Now when it's 40, I'm like walking around outside, no problem.
It's too early for this, but I will not complain about it. I do enjoy it.
Yes, I know you do. You are glass half full. Thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
We have been asking you to share your morning with us, and check out this gorgeous photo sent in from Tom Edwards. It's of Ferry Bluff Park near Sauk City. Gorgeous. Thanks for sharing, Tom. What does your morning look like? You can take a picture and post it on the Channel 3000 Facebook page or on Twitter using the hashtag MyNews3Morning. We will share our favorites right here on the show. And stick with News 3 all day long, and then tomorrow morning we're getting you ready for Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving. The folks behind Emmy Roth Cheese join us in studio to share some easy ways to celebrate the season with friends and family. That is starting at 6:30 tomorrow morning. But first, we're introducing you to a 10-year-old boy with a talent turned habit. How his doodles became a major draw, attracting thousands of fans. We're back in a moment. Welcome back. Finally this morning, a story about a young boy whose art has become a major draw. A 10-year-old Joe Whale loves to doodle on any blank page he can find. He's even gotten into some trouble with his teachers for it.
I see what you did there. But while others always saw it as a habit, his parents saw it a talent, and now he's got thousands of fans. Ian Lee met the young artist in England.
For Joe Whale, these aren't merely doodles. It's his imagination coming to life.
What's your favorite thing to doodle?
I like doodling food, robots, and aliens.
The 10-year-old discovered his passion for drawing in a familiar place.
Your math book turned into?
A doodle book.
But you might guess his teacher didn't take too kindly to this.
You're doodling at school, and the teacher says there's no doodling at school.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Well, it made me feel quite annoying because there was no place that I'd really be able to express myself.
So Joe's parents, Greg and Vanessa, decided something must be done.
We thought we'd just get him into some after-school art class.
Those art classes soon led to Joe's first big commission, a wall at a local restaurant.
I was really excited because it was the first time I could actually express myself and pretend that my characters were coming to life.
The wall was a hit, and requests, well, they started to roll in for more doodles. And his Instagram account, it hit over 19,000 followers in just a few days.
It's just overwhelming, so we have to shield him from that. And Joe has no idea the scale of what it's turned into. So we're just protecting him as much as we can from that, so he can just enjoy drawing.
While Joe's parents manage his future, he has his own vision.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Definitely an artist.
It sounds like you really want to make your art so people can enjoy it.
Yeah.
This is that famous wall, and what's pretty incredible is that there has to be hundreds of doodles here, but not one is similar. My personal favorite is this one. How to draw not just a dog, but a cool dog. And you better believe that I will be practicing that later. Ian Lee, CBS News, Shrewsbury, England.
Well, Christopher. What did you think of that story?
That was a lovely story. That was such a great story. Hey,
so cute. Anytime there's an English accent,
let's have him paint the skies, make it his canvas. Here's the forecast this week. You know what? We can call it a blank canvas because there's going to be plenty of cloud cover out there as we go through the week ahead. Temperatures, though, a bit milder than last week. We're going to be in the upper 30s and low 40s, which is still below average, but it's milder.
It's better. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can hang out with Chris and I starting at 8 a.m. later on today.